look number 2, and we're starting off with the shade DTL in our tight line and the shade Prance in our waterline. Both of these are by ColourPop. Also, I have a Jeffree Star eyeshadow on my cheeks called Wow. It is a bright, bright yellow. It is this one right here. I know, hey? Huh? Doesn't quite look like it. It actually makes me look like I have tan cheeks. And then, for highlight, I actually have the My Boyfriend's Purse shade as my highlight right now. So, oh yeah. And of course, Samantha Ravndal and MAC's Cream Sheen Lipstick. Now that we got all that stuff out of the way, we're going to do something blue today, if you weren't able to guess. So, we are just going to go in hard with the shade Cancelled, The Simulation, and Flat Earth, and see what we come up with. So, I think the easiest way to do this, I've got a Lottie London brush that has no name, but it's kind of a flattened, it's not as dense as a packer brush, but it's not as fluffy as a blending brush. And we are just going to use it to pack the shade Cancelled on with all the kick up that it has. Alright, we're going to still try and keep this neat, but we're going to pack it on and make it a little bit messy. So, kind of carve out where our eye goes because we got the hooded eyes. And now just pack this stuff on. I was watching in one of Sharice's video the other day, and she was talking about all the fallout with the Cancelled shade, and I wasn't really having it, but now the more that I'm using it, I'm not sure if it's because she said it and I'm noticing it now, or if I'm just noticing it a lot more now, but I am starting to get it. And it's one of those ones you gotta be careful when you get rid of it, or else it will streak all over your face. So, pre-warning you that. You could also just put a whole bunch of powder underneath your eyes. I hate doing that because then it makes my under eyes feel like they're completely dried out. So, just be careful. What else do I have to say? Oh, I think I explained it in one video, and now I have never explained it again after that, really. So when I have my eye open and I'm tracing out, it's because, it's gonna sound really funny, I never really had hooded eyes before, but I kind of gained a lot of weight in this last year, and now I have hooded eyes. So, how I kind of trace out where I put my eyelid or my eyeshadow is I'll look straight, and then where my skin, like, is showing over top of where it folds over my eyes, I'll put my eyeshadow down there, and it'll be kind of like, don't put the eyeshadow higher than this because we'll buff it out from there, but make sure you fill in everything underneath it. That's how I kind of trace out where I put my eyeshadow. Now I'm going to shut up and get back to packing. Alright, there. So we have it all over our eye and all underneath our eye. Let's see if we can... Nope, that didn't work. We're going to take our powder brush and hope for the best. Nope, that's smudged. Alright. It is what it is. We're probably going to have a bluish shadow with it. And now I have blue on my foundation brush. Alright, it is what it is. Okay, so now that we got that on there, let's buff some shit out. I'm gonna go, okay, one thing I should have shown you before I blew it off, but because I was picking it up and it's next to Exposed, which is super light and very pastel, also a warm tone shade, so be careful because it got a lot of fallout in the Exposed shade, and you can mix that in and kind of ruin the hue of Exposed, so just be careful. Alright, now dipping this AOA brush into Flat Earth, that pastel blue shade, we're just going to kind of buff out the edges everywhere. Oops, sorry. And just so you know, I always have a microfiber cloth on my lap, so if I have to, like in this case, I don't want too much of the bright blue on my brush when I dip back in or when I move to another area, because then it might bring more of the brightness than I want it to. So I always just kind of wipe my brush off before I go back in. So, back to buffing out. I am also noticing that I still have a lot of dry skin on my eyes, and I thought I was doing better. Really thought I was doing better. I was chatting with someone in the comments and she was like, oh, take care of your eyes, make sure you moisturize. And it's like, I slathered on hydrating cream, then I put an eye mask on top of it, and I like sat there with my eyes closed, and it was just like, oh my god, like I tried to help these so much. It sounded like I didn't really do much, but I really did. I tried to hydrate them to the nines, like I really did. Ooh, that kind of hurt. My inner corner is a little bit, like right here is a little bit sensitive. But anyways, I think we got that blended out. Does anybody else have this problem? Right here on my eyes never seems to want to stick with any sort of color. And there also is a bit of fallout. Alright, dust that all away. Now do we, oh, that nice blue shade. We're going to take the Simulation. Now, this shade, I find I have a hard time getting it precise with my finger, but that's how I like to put on shimmer shades, so let's hope for the best. Oh, that's pretty. The other bad part about using your finger is a lot of it sticks to your finger too. Ooh. And we're going to put it on the bottom as well. Yeah, it didn't do too bad. Yeah, that actually turned out relatively okay. So, I'm going to go back in with that packing brush that we used initially, clean it off a little bit, put on a little bit of the Simulation onto it, and then just try and smooth this out a little bit. That actually worked quite well. I lied. I want more. I want more. Whoa, like that. You ask and you shall receive. Alright, we also do have fallout with this one, so I think it's just inevitable at this point because I did not lay powder down, and I still am not going to lay powder down. We're probably just going to have a blue hue. So going back in with the AOA, I'm going to take more of Flat Earth just to, probably could have taken Cancelled at this point. Yeah, let's do that. Dipping into Cancelled. The problem is though, is that when I go in with another shade after this, sorry I just kicked my camera, I just feel like it takes away all that shimmer. Like I find like these don't build as nicely as some of his other shades. Sweet. Alright. Take a little bit of that My Boyfriend's Purse shade, put it underneath the brow bone. And then, because we want it slightly blue, I'm going to take a little bit of Flat Earth on a pencil brush and just kind of go over top of that. I feel like it just cools the shade down just a little bit. We got a smudgy. Oh well, whatever. Alright, so this is typically where I'd say, yay, thanks for watching me do this. I'm going to quickly do it on the other side. However, I'm going to do this eye exactly like how I did this eye, but I want to play around with this eye a little bit. Because we all know, I've got this glitter that I absolutely love, and I always talk about it. I'm going to go in with Lagoon, which is this shade here. It's just a beautiful kind of mermaidy kind of color. I had this eye look in another video I did. I can't remember what it was, and somebody asked about it. So this is all I did. I kind of just blue-eyed myself up, and then taking a fingerful of Lagoon, I'm going to pack it all over my eyelid. Such a pretty shade. Alright, then I'm going to take my pointer finger, I'm going to get a little bit just on the tip. So juvenile. How do I want to do this? Well, we're basically going to put it on our lower lash line, or as close to our lower lash line as we can get. Maybe we'll use a ring finger. There, we kind of smudged Lagoon all over the place. Actually, I kind of want it to go higher. Go big or go home, right? And I'm already home, so going big it is. Yay! Okay. Now that we have that prettiness everywhere, I'm going to go in with Jeffree Star's Deep Freeze Skin Frost. Thank you to Charisse. Mine is broken, that's why it's like that. But I'm just going to go in with it on my finger. It's so pretty. And then I'm just going to kind of pat it on top. And basically what I'm trying to do with that is take away the stickiness from the base of the glitter. And plus it makes my eye really shiny. Then, of course, what you do to the top, we gotta do to the bottom. Yay, so pretty. Except I feel like we lost our gradient. So just taking a little bit of flat earth. Bringing it back. My camera keeps going out of focus. I'm not sure why. I don't usually have this problem. And then, because I don't want the exact same color, I'm going to go in with this. It's like a Jeffree Star tutorial. This is the Platinum Ice, and the shade is called Glacier. Yeah, it's the more blue-toned one in the middle. I'm going to use that on my inner corner. I think we can go bigger with that inner corner. Ooh, pretty. All right. Ooh. Should we stick some over here too? Just to, oh no, that brightened it up too much. Too much. Too much. Anyways, okay. I think I'm done playing around. Now I'm going to go back on this eye, do it without all the glitter and the highlighter to kind of just show you the huge difference between the two. And here we have our ultra blue mini controversy look wrapped up. Voila! So all I did to kind of finish things off was I did the exact same thing I did on this eye that I did on this eye, but then on top of this eye, on the outer portion, I went in and stamped the simulation over a little bit just to try and make it look a little darker over here, which I see some spots that I can just a little bit. Oh, better? Yeah, I think that's better. So I stamped a little bit of the simulation on the outer edge just to try and make it look a little darker on the outer edge, and then left it all bright and shiny on the inside. But here's what you can do with the palette. On the inner corner, I just put the color My Boyfriend's Purse, and here's what you can do with the palette and glitter, because everything is better with glitter. Just make sure if you're going to wash it off in the shower that you get one of the little shower drainer, strainer, mesh thingies so your glitter doesn't go down your drain. Yeah. It's not going to clog your drain, it's just one of those environmentally friendly life hacks. So that is look number 2. Let me know, do you prefer it on its own or glittered up a little bit? And as always, I gotta feel less shameful about doing this, but shameless self-plug, we have glitter explosions, and the shade we used today was Lagoon. My favorites are Gold Digger and Glitterati, but you can use the code freethetomatoes at Glitter Explosions for 10% off your order. Yay! Okay, now I'll see you in another video, and then we'll be back for look number 3. I realized that I never gave you close-ups before I started putting glitter on this one, because if I'm going to wash it off, I might as well make it all sparkly and pretty first. But so ignore the glitter on this eye. It's still just regular Controversy palette with a little bit of glitter on top, and I pressed it down with simulation, so that way just look past the glitter. And then here's the close-ups now.